So starting the test drive in this Canyon here, of course this is an older truck, 230-some thousand miles on it, so it's not in the best shape, feeling vibrations throughout, but I mean it's getting the job done so far. Brake pedal feels good. I'm feeling a little bit of steering wheel stalk vibration, but the powertrain itself seems to be in pretty good functioning condition. The shifts are fine, the engine's putting out. And with these older trucks, they're probably, if you find the right mechanic, not going to be too much money to fix. Let's floor it here. So I didn't have it all the way down, but I about had it all the way down, and pretty good response there. And I have the cruise control on. Of course, the alignment's out a little bit, but surprisingly, just doing 70 miles per hour here, the ride is good. And not a lot of intrusive wind noise. This actually seems quieter to me than the outgoing extended cab Canyons and Colorados. Sound acoustics are very impressive. And even though this is a manual seat, not very uncomfortable, honestly. And having the manual lumbar support definitely helps to get that good seating position for longer drives. I wouldn't necessarily take this across country, but you could if you wanted to. But I would prefer a power seat. But again, this is fine, especially if you're just beating around town in one of these, driving it short commutes to work. But if you just need something cheap to haul garbage off in, or do light towing when you need to, super light towing with this one not having a hitch, but you're able to do that with something like this. Now again, if you're in the market for something like this, I would definitely see about, let me just say, the 5-cylinder. Even with this kind of mileage, I wouldn't be too worried about getting one of these, especially if you can work on a car yourself, or if you do have a mechanic who is pretty reasonable and is not gonna charge out the wazoo for fixing little things. But these days, most of the stuff when it comes to your vehicles, little stuff especially, you can look up a YouTube video and fix it yourself. That's what I do with my vehicles when I can, if I feel like it. A lot of the times I'll just take it to the dealer or something, just because I don't feel like fooling with it. But if you're into that kind of stuff, you're good at fixing things, this is one of those where a lot of little things can be fixed, and then you'll have a pretty good running and driving truck still. Now again, with this being a 5-cylinder, it's not sluggish, but it's not particularly quick, but it gets the job done. So I mean, you could put your foot in this, maybe put a few aftermarket mods on it, but you could also get a 2.7 liter turbo 4-cylinder truck in a Silverado or a Sierra, which will be much faster. But again, you can get one of these for probably $5 grand or less, depending on where you look, and then you're looking at still paying 50 grand plus for a full-size Silverado, and then you're looking at close to 40 grand for a new body style Canyon. It's pretty much as basic as this one. Of course, you have your Bluetooth audio and backup camera with the newer body styles, but you can get one of those rear camera mirrors that have the backup camera and the dash camera, like 80-90 bucks on eBay. And again, if you want to pay cash for something and just have something that'll run and drive, you might be better off doing something like this. But overall, pretty impressed with this truck, especially since this is a trade. A lot of the times they'll get trades in at Chevrolet, Buick, GMC of Murfreesboro, and they're all worn out, and you can't even put those out on the road without extensive repairs. But this one, I wouldn't be uncomfortable driving this an hour and a half, 2 hours. I'd definitely fix it up myself. That's just how I am, but not a bad driving truck, all things considered, in a fresh trade. But this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2005 GMC Canyon SLE.